Okay, so what I'm going to do today is talk about inheritance and the difference between protected, public and private. Right, okay, so first off, let's have a quick look here. So the idea is then you have a class and you can inherit from that class into its child class or subclass. So we have a shape class and we're going to create a circle class in a minute. Okay. Now a circle is a shape. Alright, so we have a general thing here and then we specialize it into more specialist parts. Okay, and it's called is a relation. This is the actual sort of diagram, UML diagram for this. So the arrow is pointing outwards and it's is, that says is a, we're supposed to say is a. So a circle is a shape. Right, so how do we do that then? Right, okay, so there's my class now for shape. I'm now going to create a new one for circle. So we're going to do class, tab, circle, and I'm just going to leave it like that for now. All right, so I'm not going to add anything in there. So I'm just going to create an instance of this class circle. So I'm just going to say circle, a circle equals new circle. Okay. Right, so there we go. Now if I try and a circle dot, there's nothing added there, all right, because I haven't actually added anything. Right, but just by doing this, and this is the bit, the inheritance bit, I say colon shape. Okay, now by doing that, now when I do a circle dot, you can now see, well that's the draw method. I haven't defined draw method in here because you can see it's not there, but it's came from shape. Because it was either public or protected, you can now see it. Now, I mentioned protected there. Xprop is public, so you can access that, no problem at all. Now there is a halfway house between that, and I mentioned it just now, which is protected. So I'm going to create another property and I'm going to call it yprop. Okay, now what I can do here is instead of public, I'm going to change that to prop, and I can do this to fields or indeed even I meant protected. Right, I can do this to fields and I can do it to methods as well if I want to. Now this is a halfway house between the two. So my yprop, if I try and do yprop down here for a shape, so a shape, I'm not doing any inheritance at the moment, a shape dot yprop, it's not there, alright, you can't access it. So it's almost like it's private, but it is viewable in here just like a private would be, but it is also viewable in any inherited classes. So if I just make a test method here, just call it a method. Method 1. Okay, so got my method 1, make it void. Okay, so now I can access, I should be able to access xprop. So if I know yprop, okay, yprop is now, I can give that a value. Okay, but if it was private, I wouldn't be able to access it. Okay, so we've got a test here. Test should not be accessible within here. Okay, you can't see it. Okay, so that's the difference between our different types of things. Right, so let's just quickly do some in here that's different. So the idea of inheritance is you can now use everything from shape without breaking it. Okay, but if you want to add some more stuff, you can do. So for instance, I want to add my own properties here that's specific to circle. I can add prop radius. I probably want to make that a double. Okay, so there's my, and I might maybe a method to calculate the radius as well. So So public double calc rud area, sorry. I think I said it, and that would return math.py times radius. Okay, so I now have a property in a method that's particular to circle but not shape. So, okay, so if I try to go into shape and access those, you will find that they're not there. All right, so if I did a shape dot, it's only stuff specific to shape. All right, but if I did now a circle dot, I can see all the stuff that's from shape, but also stuff I've got specifically to circle. So there's radius. I can set radius equal to 45. Okay, and I could call my function to calculate the area as well. All right. So that's the main idea of inheritance. Now there's just one other thing I want to do, which is something that's a bit hard, but it's not too bad. Now the other thing is the constructor. You can create a constructor. Now I'm going to get this to create this automatically. All right. So I'm going to generate constructor. Now I'm going to do it with this way, and it knows that radius is a property, so that's all good. So we've now got a new constructor here, circle, so it saves me having to do it itself, and it's sending in radius here, and it's saying radius equals radius. Now I did a bad thing there. I should have made that capital R. It didn't, so that's why I had to do this dot. Right, okay. If I made that capital, then it would have worked. Oh, should have. Now, as I said before, properties must be capitalized, right? It's the rules. Now, so when we create a circle, we can also give it a value. So when we create a circle here, we can say okay. So it's expecting a radius, so I can put in 45 there. When I create it like that. Okay, so there's our constructor. Now the other thing you will see in the skeleton program is this. So I'm just going to type in base. And then in open brackets here, I'm now going to do this. Now this is what this is saying. I'm calling the base class, which is shape. I can either send nothing in, or I can send in my x prop. Now this could be a variable, another parameter, or I can just say, well, the x property, I'm going to set it to be 56 for my circle. All circles are going to start at the x value 56. All right. So that looks a bit confusing. Let me just get rid of that space there. So what I'm saying is when I create a circle, I'm going to send in a radius, but I'm also going to set the x property, which is defined in shape, to be 56. Now, hopefully that's not too confusing. All right. Okay. So essentially, inheritance allows me to get everything from shape that is either protected or public, methods, properties, and fields, and I can add my own stuff if I want to, and go crazy. Okay, maybe I'll go crazy. Okay,